Most coaches don't realise they're making their athletes slower. Not because they're bad coaches, not because they don't care, but because they're following conditioning methods that were never diagnosed to develop speed in the first place. In fact, most of the common conditioning methods used in rugby and football are actively competing against the qualities you're trying to build. And if you're a coach of a field sport athlete or a field sport athlete yourself, there's a good chance that you're doing it too. Now, this isn't just a theory. Over the last decade, I've worked with athletes from youth sport all the way through to professional rugby, football and the NFL, teaching lessons I've learned back to coaches and even publishing a book. I've spent years trying to solve one simple problem. How do we build fitness without sacrificing speed on the field? Because time and time again, I'd see athletes get fitter on paper, but slower on the field. Now, there are some popular track methodologies for developing speed conditioning, but they fall very short as well because of one simple reason. You don't play rugby on a track, and the speed demands for a sprinter are very different to a field sport athlete. Because so many coaches struggle with this, I've put together a free tempo decision engine. It's a simple framework that helps you identify when conditioning is helping performance, when it's hurting performance, and which tempo methods are best suited to your athletes. You can grab it below and follow along with this series. The biggest lie in team sport conditioning is this: if athletes are tired, they must be getting fitter. We've all seen it. Players bent over, hands on knees, coaches smiling because it looked hard. But fatigue is not adaptation, and suffering is not performance. A few years ago, I started noticing something strange. The harder teams conditioned, the slower they looked. Sprint times dropped, jump scores went backwards, acceleration qualities disappeared, and yet everyone kept saying, "We're getting fitter." That contradiction forced me to rethink conditioning completely. That's when I realized conditioning sessions sit somewhere on a spectrum. On one side, we have speed supporting, and on the other side, we have speed stealing. Most coaches think conditioning is automatically helping performance, but every conditioning session comes at a cost, and many conditioning methods are stealing from the qualities coaches are trying to build. Think about it. We spend all week trying to improve acceleration, max speed, explosiveness, power, everything that makes a better field sport athlete. And then we spend hours exposing athletes to training that teaches slower movements, lower force outputs, and greater fatigue. At some point, those adaptations begin competing. The question isn't, does conditioning work? The question is, what is conditioning teaching? This is where most coaches get confused. The goal isn't simply surviving the game. The goal is dominating the game. And if an athlete can hit a significantly higher top speed than the demands of competition, they have reserve. They have another gear. But if conditioning has gradually lowered that ceiling through systemic fatigue, they're redlining just to stay involved. This leads to a lot of injury. Many athletes don't have a fitness problem. They have a speed problem. And if your athletes are getting fitter but slower, it's probably not effort, it's probably not attitude. It might simply be the conditioning model that you're using. Because this creates a huge problem, athletes still need conditioning. They still need repeat sprintability. They still need work capacity. So if traditional conditioning can steal speed, what should we do instead? In the next video, I'm going to show you the conditioning method that changed how I coach field sport athletes and why it might be the missing link between speed development and game fitness.